It was one summertime, 2009, 2010. It was a very hot summer, humid, sticky day at Disneyland Park. My cousin, brother, and me were in search to find a nice, quiet, cool, relaxing place to enjoy our lunch meal and relax from the scorching sun just for a few minutes. Just as we thought Disneyland would have tremendous abundance of places to relax on a super hot day, we were sadly mistaken, and even clearly outnumbered as well. Yes, clearly outnumbered, you might wonder. Upon arriving to a rest area located between the Matterhorn and Small World, under the passing of a monorail, we encountered and came face to face with several beings. Human beings. Locking eyes with these beings is the way you know you have been engaged in battle of many dimensions. The shade fighting eyes, the look they have claimed the area of shade for themselves and their shadelings. The stare of I will block you, I will tell you, I will fight you, if it may be at any cost for this piece of shade. As we took steps further, we noticed this was not the only being with identical intentions. There was too many of them. It was at that moment that we realized we will not be able to sit here. That is, without an altercation or a fight. From that day forward, these beings will be known for us as the theme park shadow warriors. They are everyone. They can be anyone, but they are no one. This is just one and the first encounter of the shadow warriors. They aren't supernatural or ghosts as many may have thought. They are regular people that visit these theme parks and will stop at nothing to get a table, a chair, or a space with shade. I noticed them more and more as we moved to other spots looking for shade, realizing there is endless amount of shadow warriors everywhere we went, not just Disneyland. They are everywhere. This was just one narration of the origins of the theme park shadow warriors. This is your host Lelele from the Chillin' Show. Just a quick story, a background of the shadow warriors that I have mentioned before. So we came up with this nickname for these people because they seek the shade and literally will stand guard of these preoccupied tables, benches, or area. So next time you go to the theme park, you will notice these people and will stand out very obvious after you hear this story. Don't get me wrong, I do the same, but will not stand that long to hover or to watch people as they rest or enjoy a nice lunch on a table, bench, or a sitting area. And honestly, I personally do not like pressuring people, especially if they're enjoying a nice rest. It's not my thing. I have been on the side of being hovered by these theme park shadow warriors, trust me, where I feel my time to eat or rest is being timed and watched, with every bite I take, every movement of mine being calculated as they inch closer as I'm finishing my meal or ready for me to leave. And like I mentioned before, you will find these people everywhere. You can find them at many theme parks, like Knott's Berry Farm, Universal Studios, or even if you just go to a fair, I'm pretty sure you will find these people that are hovering and they look at you very threateningly that they have already claimed that spot. I have had a few encounters where I've heard people that have been waiting for hours just standing around and trying to get a table for their party. And I do understand the aspect that many of these people do go in very large parties and do require a large seating space, but they also leave people behind just to specifically do that. Which, I mean, to my honest opinion, I feel it's a bit of a hassle. If you are taking somebody specifically that's just staying behind for tables, it's not in my nature to do that. I really just enjoy the parks as I can, try to look for an empty spot, space, so I can enjoy my meal or even a nice rest, even when it's not too hot. It might be just a regular day, and you just want to kick your feet up. I've had that plenty of times where it's just an area that I want to enjoy. It's really not a very good habit, but people do it anyhow. I've noticed it in the theme parks. It's really funny also to watch. It's almost like I enjoy it to the aspect where I do people watch sometimes and enjoy these people that are actually trying to block other people or even look at them at every moment that they can to get this area. It's quite peculiar. You probably haven't seen it before, or if you have, you probably have encountered it, or you probably are one of those people that do that. Either way, I don't judge you. It's just a really funny aspect of looking at this, and it's something that you probably have done. I personally have done it a couple of times, and I noticed I was going a little bit too far, so I'm even included in the Shadow Warriors here. So many of you have probably heard me before mention that the Shadow Warriors do come more often during the summertime, and it's a pretty obvious thing. Most of these people do seek the shade to be cool. And Disneyland does have very select spaces, and it is very, very full during the summertime when everybody's having their summer vacations. So finding a nice, cool place or a shade is really rare. So these people do ramp up. They really do seek their shadows and shade. And it's a really awesome thing to really enjoy to see if you like to do people watching. Sometimes Disney does become quite a thing when it comes to people watching. And I almost wonder how many people have actually gotten into fights because of this. Because you must wonder if two parties do end up looking at the same table, who claims it? You know, if there's like a respect of who got there first, or does it really get to the point and the heat to people's heads where they have to claim this spot over somebody else just to stay cool and be able to sit down? It makes me wonder. That's why I would like to hear some stories from some of the listeners or viewers here on YouTube. You guys can go ahead and sound off in the comments. I can make a part 2 of this video. Like I said, there is many narrations of how the Shadow Warriors came to be and how I encountered more and more as I visited places around the theme park areas. And like I mentioned in my narration, some of these people do take the extra step. They actually will approach you and they will tell you if you're almost done or if you are leaving the table at any moment. Just as like they are calling dibs, but not really, and at the same time pressuring you. So it feels like a little bit of both, but they are still being proper because they ask nicely. Also, at the same time, they're making sure of any surrounding Shadow Warriors that are trying to get their table that they are waiting for. It seems like it's a never-ending story because after they sit down, they're automatically on the clock for somebody else to be taking that table. It's quite a thing to witness, trust me. Even if you don't people watch, you will be able to identify them. I do plan to make the part 2 sometime in the near future, but my next video actually will consist of something that was very interesting that came to me and nobody's really thought about. It's going to be more of a narration of a what if series, which is also coming to the Chillin' Show, and really wondering. I did have a recent visit to Las Vegas, Nevada, and I was thinking, what if Disneyland was started in Las Vegas rather than Anaheim first? How would it be? What differences would it make? Would it still be open? those things will be answered in a What If series that is coming soon. What if Disneyland was started in Las Vegas? So stay tuned to the Chillin' Show. There is definitely a lot of content coming in. So we will be listening to your stories as well and try to input into them as well in this channel. So please comment, like, and subscribe. And hopefully you're having all a fantastic day. I will listen to all of you later. And by the way, be careful with the theme park shadow warriors. They are lurking everywhere.